It was all set, and the army had geared up to reach Lanka. They started their journey, and soon enough they were about to reach Lanka as per their plan. Everyone was excited, and Ram could not feel more grateful and excited about going to Lanka and defeating Ravan. No one left any stone unturned to make sure that they faced no difficulty while going to Lanka. However, a huge hindrance was soon to be faced by them. They had not expected it to come, and when they reached near Lanka, they had to face a massive ocean that would need a lot of time to pass. People thought of various ways to cross the ocean. Some suggested swimming across, but that would not only take a lot of time, but it was also impractical, as they could not be able to carry their things with them in this method. The army also suggested that Ram and Lakshman should go with Hanuman and get started with the war, while the army would join them soon. This was also rejected by Ram, as he wanted to make sure that everyone reached properly and he had his army with him while facing the mighty Ravan. After a lot of thought and finding no way out, all of them agreed to build a bridge. They knew that building a bridge would take almost 2 to 3 times of their time and efforts, and meeting Sita would be a thing that would be delayed. However, without wasting any time, they started finding materials that would help them build a bridge. While the army gathered resources and things to build a bridge, Hanuman was very upset and disappointed with the fact that meeting of his Lord Ram was delayed with Mother Sita. He could not take this fact and sat in deep disappointment and thought as to how can he speed up the process. He thought for a lot of time and found no idea. As he continued thinking, he was remembering Ram and threw stones in the ocean. He threw a lot of rocks and stones. After a while, he realized that he did not hear the sound of rocks sinking in. He was really surprised but thought he must have missed the sounds. Hence, he threw one more stone in the ocean. It sank down. Then he remembered what he was doing while throwing them. He realized that it was the thought of Ram that made the rocks float. Soon, he tested his theory by thinking of Ram and threw it in the ocean. To his surprise, the rock floated and his happiness knew no bounds. He soon went to Ram and asked him to do the same. Ram did the same. However, the stone did not float even when Ram had said his own name. However, Lakshman did the same and the stone floated. Everyone tried and the stones were floating. It was the name of Ram that made the stones float, and it can only be done by people who love Ram and not by his own self. This is how the construction of Rama Setu began.